Okay, good evening everyone. Uh, if you're able to hear my voice and able to see the screen, please type yes in the comments. We'll start the session. Okay, in the previous class, we have solved problems on linear arrangement. Okay, this one and this one. Okay, please let me know if anybody is having doubt in this one. The second question. Based on your responses, if you are having any doubt, I will solve it again. If it is clear, please type Y. We'll move on to the next one, like the circular arrangement. If anybody is having any doubt, please type question number 2. I will solve it once again. If not, type C. I will solve the next one. So, the next one we are going to see here is circular arrangement. Okay, there will be some gap between, like delay between your chart and my screen. So don't worry, if you are having any doubt, please type 2. I will solve it after completion of this problem. Okay, otherwise just type C. We'll continue the next one. Now see guys, A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H are sitting around a circle facing the center. Now, if you are coming to linear arrangement, you are going to have like this. Like you are going to place one person here and you have to place one person here. That means the positions of the persons will be fixed in case of linear arrangement. But the advantage of circular arrangement here is you can start from anywhere, you can stop it anywhere. That's up to you. Similarly, how you are having facing north and south in linear arrangement, in circle also we are going to have two models, facing inside and facing outside. Facing inside means, see, this direction which is anti-clockwise will become your right side and clockwise will become your left side. But facing outside means clockwise will become your right side, anti-clockwise will become left side. So based on the person who is sitting there, you have to answer the question. Okay, so we are going to solve only this model here. If you are unable to understand after completion of the problem, please let me know. Now here, remember one thing, when the people are facing inside, it's you can start anywhere. There is no rule that you have to start from here only. You can start here, 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 doesn't matter. You can start anywhere, but the problem here is then you have to check what is clockwise and what is anti-clockwise, what is left and what is right. That's why the easiest way to identify the problem here is when you are solving problems based on facing inside, always start from the lower point. If you are starting from the lower point, your right will become problem right, your left will become problem left. Similarly, when they're facing outside, start from the upper point. Then your right will become problem right, your left will become problem left. So what I want to say here is, if the people are facing inside, start from a lower point. If the people are facing outside, start from the upper point. That's it. So see here, we're having A, B, C, D, E, F, G and H. Totally we're having 8 people. So let's divide our circle into 8 equal parts, because sometimes you will say that one person is sitting to some other person. That's why whenever you are having even number of people, it's better to write one person opposite to the other person. Now we are having 8 people. All of them are facing the center. If all of them are facing the center, it's better to start from here. So this direction will become your right side and this direction will become your left side, as well as the person's left and right also. Now from here, H is fourth to the left of B. If it is circular, see, if it is linear arrangement, you have to wait where is B. But in circle, you no need to wait for anyone. You can start from anywhere. So that's why I'm going to start from that clue itself. H is fourth to the left of B. So if I'm assuming B is here, if you're going to the fourth to the left, 1, 2, 3, this should be H. H is fourth to the left of B. And second to the right of F. Now my question is, who is second to the right of F? Now remember one thing, when you are linking two statements, if you are linking the statement with who, you always have to take second person in the previous statement. Similarly, when you are linking the statements with and, you have to take the first person in the previous statement, that is H. I am repeating once again, when you are seeing the word who, you have to take the second person in the previous statement. When you are seeing the word and, you have to take the first person in the previous statement. That means and second to the right of F means H is second to the right of F. So H should be from F, if you are going second to the right, you have to get your H. So H is second to the right of F. We have solved up to here. H is 4 to the left of B and H is second to the right of F. Done. A is third to the left of C. A is third to the left of C. From C, if you are going left side, third position is going to be A. Who means second person. C is not an immediate neighbor of F. If it is positive information, I am going to write outside, but if it is negative information, I am going to write inside. So in my case, C is not an immediate neighbor of F. That means this should not be C and this should not be C. Like in a linear arrangement, I am going to write on left side. Similarly here, if it is negative information, I am going to write inside. Next, G is second to the left of A. From A, if you are going left side, the second to the left should be G. D is second to the right of E. D is second to the right of E. From E, if you are going right side, second position is going to be D. So these are the clues we are having. From these clues, you have to arrange the entire circle. Now see what you need to do here. Now what you need to do here is, if we are having any B, H, F corresponding clues, we can start from there. But here we are not having H, we are not having F, we are not having B in the clues. So you have to take a possibility. Now, which possibility you have to start? See here, I am having one clue for C here, I am having one clue for C here, I am having one clue for C here. So as C is having more information, it's better to start with C. Now listen, let's go one by one. I can't place C here, I can't place C here. So I am going to take C here. C1 means that's the first possibility. So if C is here, after two places you have to get A. But if you are leaving two places, already H is there. That means I can't place A there. So this possibility is wrong. So you have to eliminate this possibility. Let us take C here. If I place C here, after two positions you have to get A. Yeah, it is possible. Let us take, do you have any other possibility? But if I place C here, after two positions there is no gap for A. So the only possible position for C here is C2. That is the second possibility of C. So anyway, I am going to remove these two because I know the fixed position now. Next one. If I know A, I can use G. So from A, if you are going left side, you are going to get G. So from A, left side means this direction. So if you are leaving 1, you are going to get G here. You got G. Now, once you got G, we are having two more positions. He is saying D should be right of E. If I place E here, D is going to be here, which is left side. But I want D to be right of E. That means this has to be E. Then only on the right side you are going to get your D. That is the entire arrangement, and this is how you should solve this one. We are going to place the person whom we know. Then we are going to check possibilities which is having more clues. Then we are going to link up the possibilities for each other to fill the entire position. Check it out once. If you are having any doubt, please let me know. If it is clear, type Y. So, Manaswani is asking to repeat the question. Manaswani, are you present for the previous class? So I told Manu sir I will cover that blood relations, coding and decoding, time and work, clocks and calendars, profit and loss, and syllogisms. So once you are clear with this one, we'll start the topic clocks. If you're unable to hear, please let me know. Or if you're clear, yeah. So okay, as she is also present for the previous class and still she is having some doubt. So I will solve the problem in somewhat faster manner. Please pay attention. After completion of this, the previous one, we will move on to, okay, clocks topic. I will solve it somewhat faster. Okay, see here. P, Q, R, S, T, V, and W. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are having 7 people. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, sitting in a straight line facing north. If they're facing north means this will be their right and this will be their left. Manaswini, please listen. If you're feeling I'm going too fast after completion of the class, try to reduce the speed of the video. If you're still unable to understand, I will solve it on paper and send it to you. Okay. Now see. Lives on different floor numbered from 1 to 7. So our floor should be 1 to 7. Now Q sits 4th to the left of the person who is living on the 6th floor. So if 6th floor person is here, from here if you're going first to the left, second to the left, third to the left, fourth to the left should be Q. From 6 you are going to go left side. Okay, but we can't place this one here because we are having so many possibilities. That's why let's go to the next one. This is Q. Either Q or the person living on the 6th floor sits at the extreme end of the line. That means this person can be at the end or this person is going to be at the end. One of them is at the end. Now I am going to the first possibility. If I place 6 here, 1, 2, 3, this should be my Q. There is one more possibility, that is, if I place Q here, 1, 2, 3, this should be my 6. Okay, that is our first clue. From 6 and Q you have to have 3 positions in between them and one of them should be at the end. But I don't know which of them is at the end, so I am taking both the possibilities. Okay, next one. We're done with up to here. Next, only one person sits between Q and W. W lives on the 3rd floor. One person is going to sit between Q and W means if you're going with the red possibility, this is going to be W and W is living on the 3rd floor. There is no other possibility. But if you're going with the black possibility, see here, W can be here or there is one more possibility that W can be here also because there is one place gap between Q and W. So I'm going to write this third possibility here. So if 6 is here, 1, 2, 3, this is going to be our Q, but W can be here also. We are having two possibilities. See, this is one possibility, in that you are having one more possibility and this is some other possibility. So as of now we got 3 different possibilities and we know W is living on the 3rd floor. This is the information we know till now. See, if you are getting up to 3 diagrams, that's fine, you can solve the problem together. But if you are getting more than 3 possibilities, solve them one by one clearly and separately. Now let's go with the next clue. The person living on the first floor sits 3rd to the right of S. The person living on the first floor sits 3rd to the right of S. S is not an immediate neighbor of W. That means this should not be S, 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 and this should not be S. Because S should not be the neighbor of W. That means wherever you are having W, after W you should not get S. That is the meaning of not a neighbor or not adjacent. Both of them are same. Now by using this, let's try to eliminate some of the possibilities. See here, after S you have to leave 2 positions, you should get 1 here. See here, I can't place S here, W is there, I can't place S, I can't place S. See, if I place S here, after 2 places I have to get 1. But already 6 is there, which is not possible. But if I place S here, I have to have 2 places and 1, but there is no gap for 1. So that means that this possibility is wrong. I am repeating once again. You can't place S here, you can't place S here, you can't place S here. So if you are placing S here, after 2 gaps you have to get 1. But 6 is already there, which is not possible. But if you are taking S afterwards, okay, there is no gap for placing 1. That's why that entire possibility is wrong, because we are not having enough space. So I am going to eliminate this entire possibility. Now let's go on to the next one. Now see here, if I can't place S here, I can't place S here. So if I place S here, after 2 places I have to get 1, but there is no blank for 1. That means no gap. See here, I can't place S here, I can't place S, I can't place S, I can't place S. So I have to start S here. But if I place S here, after 2 places I have to get 1, but there is no gap for 1 here. So this is also the wrong possibility. So by using that one clue, our 3 possibilities became only 1 possibility. So this is the left out one. Now see, Where to place S? Let's check one by one. If I see, I can't place S here, and if I place S here, I can't get 1. See, if I place S here, I can't get 1 on the right side. Not possible. S is not there. S is not there. S is not there. S is not there. So the starting position of S should be here. So if I leave 2 places, I have to get 1. But already 3 is there for W. So which is not possible. So let's move on to the next position. That is, I can't place S here. So the only position for S is here. After 2 places, I have to get first floor here. Done. Let's move on to the next clue. Only one person lives between T and the person who is living on the second floor. In between T and second floor, you should have only one person, but you don't know which of them is on left side and which of them is on right side. I mean, he is saying just between. Those can be interchangeable. So 2 blank T or T blank 2, both are possible. That's the meaning of double arrows. P and R are immediate neighbors of each other. You have to write P and R side by side. Wherever you are writing, they has to be side by side together. It's a group. P does not live on the 6th floor, so this should not be your P. Now see here, guys. The person who lives on the 5th floor sits third to the right of the one who lives on the 7th floor. From 7th floor, if you are going third to the right, you are going to get your 5th floor. So this is the data we are having there. Now what we need to do? See, guys, we know that P and R has to be side by side. See, no gap, no gap, no gap. So the only position for P and R is these two, because we are having 2 blanks here. This is the only possibility. And I know that P should not be there. That means this should be R and this should be P, because P and R has to be together. So we want 2 complete blanks. Only 2 blanks are available at the end. But I know the P should not be on the 6th floor. That means R is there and P has to be the neighbor. Done. Next one. In between T and 2, you have to have only one place. Now see, if I place T here after one place, I am not going to get 2 because I am already having 1. That means T should be here. After leaving one place, this should be the second floor. Next he is saying T right, you have to get 5. Okay, you have to write T. You have to write T. After leaving 2 places, you have to get 5th floor here. Why? Because if I take T here, okay, after 2 places there is no gap. That's why I am taking T here. So what we are missing here? We got P, we got Q, we got R, we got S, we got T, we got W. The only person missing is V. So this should be V, the blank position. We got first floor, second floor, third floor, 4th floor is missing. So this should be the 4th floor. 5 is there, 6 is there. That's it. We got everything. 7 is also there. So look at the problem. This is 7th floor, not T. That is 7th floor. Yeah. If it is clear, please look at the problem and let me know if it is clear or not. Then we will move on to the next topic, that is clocks. If you are having any doubt, please ask me. I will clarify that one. Then I will move on to the next topic. Okay, I hope this one is clear. Now let's move on to the next topic, that is clocks. So I will explain what kind of models are going to be there first, then we'll solve one by one. Okay, see here, guys. So the first model in clocks is finding out angle between hour hand and minute hand. Hour hand and minute hand. That means that, let us take in the question, he is asking like this: what is the angle between hour hand and minute hand when the time is 3:30? So when I am saying the time is 3:30, most of the people are going to assume like this and they are going to say the answer as 90 degrees. The question is going to be like this: what is the angle between hour hand and minute hand when the time is 3:30? So the most common answer here is 90. But the problem here is, if you are checking the original clock, 3:30 is not going to be like this. This is how 3:30 is going to look like. Like if you're having 3:30 means the hour hand is going to be in between 3 and 4. So you are going to get only 75 degrees but not 90 degrees. So by using our method, we have to find out this exact angle. So that's the first model. You need to find out the angle between hour hand and minute hand at any point of time. Second one, this is like 0, 180, 360 and 90 degrees case. That means he will directly ask you how many times in a day the hands of a clock are going to coincide, how many times in a day the hands of a clock are going to come exactly opposite, how many times in a day the hands of a clock are going to form 90 degrees. Okay, you just need to answer them directly, but I will tell you why we are learning this one. So for example, let us take, I am asking you that in 12 hours how many times the hands of a clock are going to coincide. Coincide in the sense one has to be on other. The most common answer here is 12, because they thought 12 o'clock, 1, 5, 2, 10, 3, 15, 4, 20, 5, 25, 6:30. They will count all of them and they will say the answer is 12. But the answer you are going to get will be only 11 but not 12. We will see why it is only 11 times. Similarly, 180 is also going to be 11 times, but 90 is going to be 22 times in 12 hours of time. We will see why you are getting like that. The third one here is, in the first model he will tell you the time, you are going to find out angle. In the third model he will tell you the angle and you need to find out the time. For example, he will ask you at what time between 9 and 10 o'clock you are going to get 180 degrees. Like at what time between 9 and 10 you are going to get 180. The most common answer here is 9:15. But what happened there is, in this 15 minutes the hour hand will be somewhere here but not exactly going to be on 9. So if it is on there, then you have to get here the minute hand. So you are going to get the answer as 9:17 or 9:18 but not 9:15. You need to find out that exact time. So at what time you are going to get that angle. In the first model, time to angle. In third model, angle to time. The fourth model here is wrong clock. Wrong clock in the sense, let us take, we are having two different watches. One is working completely fine and there is a fault in the second one. Okay, first one is completely working fine but there is a fault in the second one. Now what he will say is, there is a fault in the second one, it is going to gain 5 minutes for every 1 hour. That means if you are checking this one after 1 hour, it is going to show 10 o'clock, but this is going to show 10:05. That means for every 1 hour it is going to gain 5 minutes. That means the it is going to move faster by 5 minutes. Then after one more hour the time is going to be 11, but here 11:10. That means for every 60 minutes here, in the wrong clock we are going to move 65 minutes. Now he will say, you are checking the clock after 5 days. The time is original clock, in the time in the original clock is 4. What is the time in the wrong clock? Or the time in the wrong clock is 5. What is the time in the original clock? He will give you original one and he will ask you to find out faulty one, or he will give you faulty one and he will ask you to find out original one. Here we are having two cases. The first one is gaining case, where the watch is going to move faster. Then second one, losing case, the watch is going to run slower. So we are going to solve all these four models. Okay, we'll go one by one. I will wait for 1 minute for you to sync, then I will start the topic. Okay, the first one. Here we are going to find out angle between hour hand and minute hand. Angle between hour hand and minute hand. That is the first model. So I am going to take that same example, but before moving on to this model, you have to learn some things. See, on a clock, we are going to have total 12 digits. Each digit is going to represent 1 hour. So 12 digits, 12 hours. So that means that 12 hours together are covering 360 degrees because we are having them on a circle. The entire angle covered by a circle equal to 360 degrees, and we are having 12 digits on them. Each digit is representing 1 hour. That means 12 hours is equal to 360 degrees. If 12 hours is equal to 360 degrees means 1 hour is equal to, tell me how many degrees? 1 hour will be equals to 360 by 12, which is 30 degrees. That means that, let us take, you are having 12 here and you are having 1 here. So if you are finding out exact angle between them, you are going to get 30 degrees. Again, let us take 1 is here and 2 is here. If you are finding out angle here, you are going to get 30. Let us take 2 is here and 3 is here. Again, you are going to get 30. So the angle between any successive digits, or you can simply say the angle between any 1 hour is equal to 30 degrees. If you are taking 9 here and if you are taking 10 here, again the angle is going to be 30 exactly in between them. So just remember, 1 hour is always equals to 30 degrees. Similarly, how many minutes are going to be there on a clock? So if I see, if the minute hand is starting here, if it is coming back to the same position, we will say it has moved by 60 minutes. So we can say 60 minutes is also equal to 360 degrees. That means 1 minute equals to 6 degrees. That means, let us take, in between 12 and 1, you are going to get 30 degrees. But if you observe the original clock, you are going to find 4 small dots here. So each gap is going to represent 1 minute. That means this angle 6, this angle 6, this angle 6, this angle 6, and this angle 6. So each minute is equal to 6 degrees and each hour is equal to 30 degrees. Just remember one thing. Okay, if you remember these two, you can solve any problem. The first one, we are having 12 digits. So we are having 12 hours on it. 12 hours together are going to cover 360 degrees, means 1 hour is equal to 30 degrees. Similarly, we are having 60 minutes on the clock. So 60 minutes together are covering 360 degrees, means each 1 minute is covering exactly 6 degrees. That's the meaning of those two statements. Next one. Let us take that. I am asking you to find out angle between hour hand and minute hand when the time is 3:30. Now how many hours I am having here? 3. So 1 hour equal to 30 degrees means 3 hours equals to 90 degrees. That means if you are taking this as your starting point, from here exactly 90 you are going to have your 3. Then we know that 1 minute equal to 6 degrees means 30 minutes equals to 180 degrees. That means from your starting point, if you go by 180 degrees, you are going to get your 6. So that is 330 actually. But the problem here is, this is okay when you are solving, if you are taking only hours and minutes. But in the original clock, what happens there is, this particular hour hand is not going to align with 3. It will be slightly away from 3. In fact, it is going to be in between 3 and 4 exactly. Now what I need to find out here is, I need to find out one more parameter, that is, what is this extra angle? How much the extra angle is going to be? Because if I take only 3 hours, I am going to stop at 90 degrees. But I know I am going to have some extra angle. I am going to find out that extra angle. If you think properly, that extra angle depends on how many minutes you are having. For example, if it is exactly 3 o'clock, the hour hand is going to be on 3. If it is 3:05, it is going to slightly come down. If it is 3:10, it is going to come down further. If it is 3:30, it is going to come down further. If it is 3:45, it is going to come down further. So the more number of minutes you are having here, the more far away it is going to go from 3. So it means that minute hand movement is actually affecting the extra movement of hour hand. Now you need to find out one more parameter, that is how the minute hand movement is affecting the hour hand movement. See, let us take, now the time is 3 o'clock. The minute hand is starting here and assume that it is coming back to the same position. Now the time is 4 o'clock. Now if you observe here, minute hand is starting here and coming back to the same position. That means by the time minute hand moves 60 minutes, in the time hour hand is moving from 3 to 4. That means hour hand moved by 30 degrees. When the minute hand is coming back to 12, that means when the minute hand is covering 60 minutes, the hour hand is moved from 3 to 4. That means it moved by 30 degrees. So in 60 minutes, if the minute hand can move hour hand by 30 degrees, means in 1 minute it can move it by half degree. That means that for every 1 minute movement of minute hand, it is going to move hour hand extra by half degree. That means that, let us take the time is 3 o'clock again. If it is 3 1, let us say the minute hand moved by 1 minute, then it is going to move the hour hand by half degree. It is moved by 1 more minute, it is going to come down by 1 more half degree. So how many minutes you are having there, those many half degrees you are going to move your hour hand. So if you check our problem, how many extra minutes are there? In our case, we are having 30 extra minutes. So if you are having 30 extra minutes, means the hour hand is going to be affected by 15 degrees, because how many minutes you are having, you are going to move it by those many offs. So in my case, my time is 3:30. My time is 3:30 means, just give me 1 second. Yeah, when my time is 3:30 means I am going to move the hour hand extra by 30 into half, which is 15 degrees. I'll show you, just give me 1 second. Okay, that means that, see, how many minutes I am having extra. If I am having 30 minutes extra, means from here it is going to come down by 15 degrees. So I know total equal to 90. I came down by 15. So the remaining is only 75 degrees. Anyway, you no need to understand the problem here. Just write 3 things. Then I will solve the problem once again. Don't try to remember all this. Just write those 3 statements. That is the first one. 1 hour is equal to always 30 degrees. 1 minute is equal to always 6 degrees. Similarly, whenever his minute hand is moving by 1 minute, it can move the hour hand by half degree. Only 3 things. So now what we are going to do here is, let us take, I want to find out what is the angle between hour hand and minute hand when the time is 3:30. Now I am going to draw the original diagram. That means, let us take, this is 3 and this is 4. This is going to be my hour hand and this is going to be my minute hand. Exactly, I am going to be 6. Now what I am going to do here is, first step, I am going to find out from here what is the angle up to hour hand. So let's find out angle up to hour hand. For that, what you need to do here is, how many hours you are having, multiply that with 30. That means 1 hour equal to 30 degrees. As we are having 3 hours, 3 into 30, it is going to be 90. That means from here you are going to get up to this point first. But I want to find out this extra angle. How you are going to get that extra angle is, how many minutes you are having in your problem, add those many offs. So for example, in our case, we are having 3 hours, so 3 into 30, plus how many minutes are there? 30 minutes into off. So you are going to get 90 plus 15, which is equal to 105. So that means from here to here, exactly to this dial, you are going to have 105 degrees. Now try to find out angle made by minute hand. No need to do anything. How many minutes you are having, multiply that value with 6. In my case, I am having 30 minutes, so 30 into 6, that is equal to 180. So from here to here, this is going to be 180. But I want the angle between them. That's why subtract one from the other. You are going to get your answer. So I'm going to repeat once again, then you can note it. See here, what you need to do here is, try to find out angle made by hour hand. For that, multiply number of hours with 30 and number of minutes with half, add both of them. You will get angle up to hour hand. Then multiply your minutes with 6. You will get minute hand angle. Subtract one from the other, you will get your final answer. Look at the problem for the next 1 minute, then I will give you one problem to solve. If it is clear, please type Y. Okay. Now see, all of you try to solve this problem. Try to find out angle between hour hand and minute hand when the time is 4:20. Do it fast. Once you're done with that one, try to find out for this one, 9:45. Just solve these two, then we'll move on to the next model. Okay, let us see. 4:20. How you are going to solve? First, hour hand angle. 4 into 30 because hours into 30 plus minutes into off. So you are going to get 120 plus 10. You are going to get 130. And similarly, minute hand angle. Simply minutes into 6. You are going to get 120. Subtract 1 from the other. You will get your answer as 10 degrees. Similarly, for 9:45, you are going to get 22.5 degrees. How it is possible? Simply 9 first hour hand angle. 9 into 30. 45 into off, you are going to get 292.5 off. And what is minute hand angle? 45 into 6, which is 270. The answer is going to be 22.5. Find out hour hand angle, then find out minute hand angle, subtract one from the other, you will get your answer. But one more thing you have to remember here is, sometimes he will ask you to find out reflex angle. Reflex angle means it has to be more than 180 by definition. But let us take, you are solving this problem, but he is asking like that. Find out the reflex angle when the time is 4:20. But here you got the answer as only 10. That means he don't want this answer, he want this answer. So simply do 360 minus your answer, you will get your reflex angle. If he is just asking angle, you can solve at 10 and you can stop it there. But if he is asking reflex angle, you have to get an answer which is more than 180. If you got which is more than 180, that's fine, leave it like that. But if you didn't got which is more than 180, then you subtract your original answer from 360, then you will get your reflex angle. Okay, now let's move on to the second model. If it is clear till now, please type one last time yes. We'll move on to the next one. Okay, now listen. Now we are going to moving into the overlap cases. We are going to see how many times you are going to get 90, 180, 360 like that. The first one, let us see here. So what most of the people are going to think here is they are going to think that they are going to get overlappings on 12 o'clock, 1 5, 2 10 like that. But let us see what is actually happening there. If I move this by 1 hour, if I come back to 1 5, I'm not going to get my exact overlapping. See here, there is some gap. Similarly, if you go back to 210, you are not going to get your overlapping. And if you go on to 350, again you are not going to get your overlapping. You are going to get your overlapping at 316 or 317, but not on 315. The reason here is by the time, see, by the time the minute hand comes to this 3, in that time the R hand is going to move away. Okay, by the time minute hand comes to this here, this position, the R hand is going to move away from 3. Because of that, yeah, guys, are you able to hear me now? Please tell me. Yeah, guys, are you able to hear me now? Please tell me. Yeah. So, what I want to tell you here is you are not going to get overlappings on the exact digits like this. See, we thought it is 525, but see what I want to say here is, see, we thought the overlapping is going to be at 525, but we got at 527. So because of that, you are not going to get 12 overlappings. So in general, you are going to get only 11 times. I will explain in simple words. That is, see here. Let us take this is 12 o'clock and this is 1 o'clock. Let us see what most people are going to think is they are going to get overlapping after every 1 hour. That's why they will say for 12 hours they are going to get 12 times. But what happens is in 1 hour it is going to come back to the same position, the minute hand. But by that time R hand is going to be on 1. So if I want to overlap with R hand, I have to move 5 more minutes. That means you are not going to get overlapping after every 60 minutes. You are going to get after every 65 minutes. It is not even 65, it is 65 5 by 11, but approximately let us take it as 65. So what I am saying is, let us take this is your minute hand. After 1 hour it is going to come back to the same position from here to here. But in that time the R hand will be moved on to 1. So if I want to overlap, I have to move 5 more minutes from here to here. So I am going to get after every 65 minutes. In 12 hours you are going to have only 11 65 minutes. That's why you are going to have only 11 overlappings but not 12. If you want to see that in the diagram, you can check here. See here, I am going to take back to 12. Now see, if you're counting this one, don't count when you're coming back. See, one time here. See, in between exactly 12 o'clock, in between 1 and 2, in between 2 and 3, in between 3 and 4, in between 4 and 5, in between 5 and 6, 6 and 7. So if you observe carefully, the gap is increasing every time. So, but you are going to get one time for each and every year until and unless you reaches 11 o'clock. See, you are going to get one overlapping between each and every hour. So this is going to happen in like this for each and every hour. But listen very carefully, in between 11 and 1. In between 11 and 1, see, in between 11 and 12, you are not going to have any overlapping. That is directly will become 12 o'clock. See here. There is no overlapping between 11 and 12. If you observe here, in between 10 and 11 o'clock, you are getting one overlapping here, exactly at 10:55. That's fine. But there won't be any next overlapping. That will directly become 12 o'clock. Observe very carefully. I'm going to go back to 9 o'clock. You can observe very carefully. See, In between 9 and 10 you are going to get one overlapping. In between 10 and 11 you are going to get one overlapping. But there is no overlapping in between 11 and 12. That's why you are missing one overlapping there. That's why you are going to get 11 times for every 12 hours but not 12 times. The one time you are missing is in between 11 and 12. But why you are missing there is, see here you are having small gaps, like here very small difference, here very small difference, here somewhat difference, then the difference is increasing. All of them are going to get cumulative and get added, and you can see the exact one digit missing in between 11 and 12 o'clock. That's why for every, okay, for every 12 hours you are going to get only 11 times. Now let's go back to 180. What will happen to the case of 180? See here. In between 12 and 1, you are going to get 180. In between 1 and 2, you are going to get 180. In between 2 and 3, you are going to get 180. In between 3 and 4, you are going to get 180. In between 4 and 5, you are going to get your 180. But that won't happen in between 5 and 6. See, you are going to have 180 degrees at least one time for each and every hour, still 5 o'clock. But pay attention from 5 o'clock itself. See, there won't be any 180 in between 5 and 6. See, if you are moving from 5 o'clock, there won't be any 180. That will directly become 6 o'clock. Listen very carefully. See, in between 7 and 8 you are going to get again. In between 8 and 9 again you are going to get. But there won't be any overlapping in between 5 and 6. Here. Because of that, you are going to get exactly 11 times 180 also. So remember, if somebody is asking you 0, 360 or 180, that is going to be 11 times for every 12 hours and 22 times in a day. That is 2 times of clock. 11 times for every 12 hours. Now we are going to check for 90. Now in 1 hour, how many times you are going to get 90? Let us go back and see. I will take one just example of 3 to 4. So let us take this is 3 o'clock, 190, and this is one more 90. Let's go to 4 to 5. This is 190 and this is one more 90. That means for each and every hour you are going to get 2 90s. If you are getting 2 90s for each and every hour, there should be total 24 90s, but you are going to get only 22. We will see where you are missing those two. See, listen very carefully. In between 5 and 6 you are going to get 2 90s. In between 6 and 7 again you are going to get 2 90s. But let's go back to 2 o'clock. See, let us count how many 90 degrees are there in between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock. See, in between 2 o'clock and 3 o'clock, let's take, I'm moving like this. See, I got 190 here, but there won't be any other 90. That will directly become 3 o'clock. See, in between 2 and 3 you are going to get only 190. There won't be any second 90. That will directly become 3 o'clock. So you are missing one time here. Let's go back to 8 o'clock then. See, in between 8 and 9, this is C. In between 8 and 9 you are going to get your first 90 somewhere here, but there won't be any 90 next time. That will directly become 9 o'clock. So you are missing one time between 2 and 3 and one time between 8 and 9. Because of that you are going to get only 22 times but not 24 times. So you are going to get 90 for 22 times for every 12 hours. If he is asking in a day, that is going to be 44 times in a day. That's it. So 0 or 360 you are going to miss in between 11 o'clock to 12 o'clock. 180 you are going to miss in between 5 o'clock to 6 o'clock. 90s you are going to miss in between 2 and 3 one time and 8 and 9 one time. So that's why, because of every 12 hours you are going to get 11 times here, 11 times here and 22 times here. But if he is asking in a day, you have to double your answers. Look at the problem once. If it is clear, type Y. Anyway, here you no need to remember all those times, you just need to find out these answers. Like how many times your dad, they will ask direct questions. How many times in 12 hours the hands of a clock are going to coincide? How many times they are going to form 90 degrees? How many times they are going to form 180? They will ask like that. You just need to mark these two answers. That's it. Nothing more, nothing less. You no need to learn where you are missing and all. Just I want to show you. That's why I have showed all of you. Now, anyway, even if I start the next model, we may not have enough time. That's why we are going to discuss the next model in the next class. That is most probably tomorrow evening. I will let you know in the WhatsApp. But as of now, that's it for today's class. We will meet again in tomorrow's class. Thank you.